What's up, everybody? Jaron Fritz, aka Frizzy Visuals. I'm the creative director for Colorado State Athletics with multiple years of professional sports and photography experience. And today, we're hitting the road with the team to cover the final regular season game of the year at Boise State. This game's got a lot on the line. Tournament seeding, legacy, and if everything falls into place, a shot at the regular season Mountain West trophy. I gotta pack up my camera and hop on a team bus to get to the airport, so let's hit the ground running. Talk and walk with me. Since I'm the solo photographer traveling with the team this weekend, we've got some exciting stuff planned. I'll be capturing everything from plane travel shots and practice runs to the pregame shoot-around and of course all the action during the game. Being so far from home with a mix of different photography styles on the agenda and me being a serial overpacker, our bags are gonna be bussin'. And if you don't know what that translates to, you're probably one of the last pure souls on our earth. With everything packed up, I hopped on the team bus and we headed out to the airport. We flew private, which means we're departing from Loveland Airport, and that also means I get to capture these incredible hero shots of our guys stepping onto the private jet. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to throw one of these up on the gram? Key Will is just a natural in front of the camera. My tip when capturing plane travel shots is to vary your angles. Since everyone is doing the same thing in the same spot, changing your perspective ensures avoiding posting repetitive shots. Kyan is wearing clothes that I probably don't even know how to pronounce in this shot. Had to give the people what they wanted on this one. Neat Clifford and Coach Medved. In my experience, travel photos often look better in black and white. The color versions sometimes feel flat, with the plane being the only focal point amidst a sea of cement and blue sky. But comment down below if you feel the same. After a short flight, we touched down in Boise and headed straight to Extra Mile Arena for a little walkthrough / shoot around. I threw on a new lens to the channel, a 16-25mm f2.8. Since we're in a new gym, I wanted to capture the emptiness of the space as much as the players themselves, making the opposing stadium feel like a character in the shot. You can already see how wide this bad boy is. And then I scaled the stadium to get an establishing shot. The walkthrough was quick, about 30 minutes, and our main shoot around was the next day, so nothing too eventful happened, but I'll share a couple of the shots that I got. This was probably my favorite from the session, with the Jumbotron in the background. As I mentioned, it was pretty uneventful with only half the team wearing CSU gear. I grabbed a few shots of our guys and saved the rest of the memory card for tomorrow. After the walkthrough, we went to the hotel to check in and have team dinner, which was catered on site. I spent the rest of the night editing all the photos from the day. Tomorrow's looking like a full-on marathon, so I figured I'd get as much done as possible tonight. It was game day, and the hotel to gym grind was back as we rolled into Extra Mile Arena early for our pregame shoot-around. This one felt a lot more official with athletes in their practice gear and more structure to it, making it easier to grab some solid content for social. Now, there are 3 distinct actions I focus on during a pregame shoot-around. The first is what I'd call the calm before the storm shot, where a player is lacing up their shoes, checking their phone, or mentally preparing for the day. The next action is capturing the players smiling or just having fun. Outside of the usual 40 minutes of game action, it's important to show their personalities to remind people that they're more than just player prop bets. In a setting like this, it's always good to capture a few moments of the guys enjoying themselves. The last action I focus on is establishing the scene. Since we're on the road, there's no point in trying to hide it. I actually think it's more beneficial to embrace it, so I make sure to include the elements like the home team's logo, arena, or colors whenever it's possible. Dunks are always fun too, I guess. We wrapped up shoot around, got a quick bite to eat, a smoothie, and headed back to the hotel. With a couple of hours of downtime, I focused on preparing some graphics that could be needed later, so with that being said, let's talk about the stakes of tonight's game. We've put ourselves in a position for a three-way tie for second place with just one game left in the regular season, and one of those teams is Boise State. The winner here takes the 2 seed in the conference tournament, while the loser drops to the 4 seed. And if we win and New Mexico, the 1 seed, loses UNLV on the same night, we will be co-champions of the Mountain West. So yeah, no pressure at all. We beat Boise State at home in episode 9 at D1 Photographer on a buzzer beater, so we know they'll be out for blood, especially with a sold out crowd on senior night. My shot list for pregame is honestly similar to that of the pregame shoot-around. Neek has a robust pregame ritual, which is always fun to capture. And you know I had to get the guys some bounce checks. With those final shots, the prep work was done. It was finally time for some basketball, so roll the intro.
Live from Boise, Idaho, and sold out Extra Mile Arena on a Friday night. It's the regular season finale in the Mountain West for the Colorado State Rams and the Boise State Broncos. The winner takes the 2 seed to Las Vegas next week for the conference tournaments.
Obviously, as you saw on screen, we are not only fighting for conference seeding, but for our lives in March, as we are not projected to make the dance. This game is our chance to flip that narrative. You can never go wrong with intro shots. If you're a regular on the channel, you know I'm always praising my 35. From the very first shot of the day, I could tell these wide angles with the sold out crowd in the background would turn out great. I even love the video board inclusion in the background too. There's no photo on this one, just wanted to share my POV when Neek Clifford starts to cook in the post. It's a thing of beauty, isn't it? I did, however, get a shot on this one. Since I truly am solo shooting, I tried to switch it up a bit more, so I threw on the white mamba closing in on the first half. I know I might sound like a smooth operator right now, but this game was as intense as could be, so every bucket either team could get was huge. And the boys were fired up about that one. A baseline out of bounds is a great way to snag some portraits. We were fighting for our lives all half, and then Boise State tapped in this shot to knot it all up.
Score for the Broncos tonight, flips it up, and at the
A tough blow to go in the locker room with. ESPN had Boise pegged in at a 58% win prediction. However, with the way our team had been playing in conference and the coaches we have steering the ship, I knew all we had to do was keep it close up until half, and we would have a chance. One of my goals to start the second half was to capture a horizontal photo for our story recap on the website. As much as it pained me to flip the camera back to its normal position, I had to embrace this cruel and inhumane challenge the best that I could. And as much as it hurts my soul, I actually like this one. Then, right as I was feeling myself going horizontal, I completely missed this dunk by being too punched in. I will never forgive myself. After I crashed out, I flipped back and decided to lock in. Boise State went on a 10-2 run to jump out on us at the beginning of the half, then Neek just decided to take over. He cut a 9-point deficit to just 1 by himself and had 28 points with 13 minutes still left in the second half.
Sweet Lord, that man's good.
Just as we were getting back into it, Boise State went on another run and pushed their lead back to 9 points. However, they don't have Bowen Bourne. Bucket and the foul. Talk to him, Bo. Look at this ball movement. With 6 minutes left in the game, Kyan teed up a 3 to put us up by 3. Then the next possession down, Neek Clifford had his legacy shot.
Feels like a big possession. Well, less than 6 minutes. Clifford. Who else? Career high. Are you kidding me? Neek Clifford, his own personal highlight show.
The energy in the building seemed to dissipate in an instant. Although it only extended our lead to 4, it felt like a decisive blow. I would have loved to capture the moment, but with so many people in my line of sight, it was simply impossible from my position. And if you thought Neek was done scoring, then you were not paying attention to his first 20 buckets. With time winding down and a celebration brewing on the bench, I snuck over to try to capture the moment. I was able to get all of these coaches showing some love on the bench. Once Coach Rice and Neek had finished discussing the importance of you subscribing to the channel, I quickly headed to the locker room to capture anything and everything celebration, so we're just gonna cut the music and commentary and let you share the moment. The boys were fired up, and rightfully so. A whole lot of yelling and shoving, and here is some of what I got. After the initial celebration, Coach Medved delivered an inspiring speech to the team, which I'll mostly keep in the locker room. However, I love this shot I captured while he was gathering his thoughts.
And I'm going to tell you what right there, young man, that's going to go down as one of the best performances in the history of Colorado State basketball.
Those words were followed up by 2 separate celebrations.
It is Hey, free snacks!
What a game. And as you can see, ESPN projected us to be down and out, but we had a surge late to put us up on top. All thanks to Neek Clifford, who had his legacy-defining game on the road. New Mexico ended up beating UNLV, so we only secured the 2 seed going into the tournament, but success nonetheless. There was a lot of buzz on social media about this game, so I crafted this graphic from all the tweets, followed up by a Player of the Week. I want to give a big shout out to Alex from Boise for providing me all these clips throughout the video. He does awesome work over there with men's basketball, so please drop him a follow and leave a comment that Frizzy sent you over there. Like and subscribe if you learned something from this video. Drop a comment what your favorite shot of the day was. Until next time.